ICTV presents Find Your Wings.
Take one. Here we go. Matt Riehle is a great producer. I want some music. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, get this for the bloopers, son.
Bloopers. Bloopers, take one.
All right, go for it.
Dun-dun-dun.
Backwards.
Yeah. Wow. Such majesty. Well, you better give me that back.
Yeah, I'll trade you.
And now an arts and crafts break. How to build a guitar with Jed and Lloyd LaPlante.
There we go. My set?
Yeah, you are
Is that
set.
good? All right. So, suppose we go to step one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, wood's over here, I suppose. Want me to just talk about it?
Yeah, so what kind of wood do you use?
Well, this would be, is this spruce?
That's red spruce.
Red spruce.
Adirondack.
Adirondack, as they say. This would be like the top of a guitar. So you'd take, it's pretty rough here, and you'd end up book matching it, they call it. So you take the seams, and so it's the grain is the same on both sides, and then you glue it together like that, and then forms a seam. That's kind of the first step, which then kind of turns into this, because then you can see the grain is the same on both sides, and then of course you smooth it out a little bit, and then you throw a feature strip or whatever you want in there.
Rosette.
What's that?
Rosette.
Rosette, yeah, that's good. That's the real brains of the operation. Let's see.
There's a back there too.
Is there a back here too?
There should be some backs.
Yep, so you do pretty similar. That's a feature strip there. So pretty similar on the back. You book match it the same as you did the front, and plane it down, smooth it out, so it's the same thickness. And then
So is the only difference between the front and the back is just the hole? Or
pretty much. I mean, you use different woods.
Mhm.
This would be mahogany.
And why do you use different woods?
They kind of have different sounds, I guess.
Different sound quality.
Yeah, yeah. Mahogany tends to be kind of a warmer type wood.
I think so.
Yeah, we think so anyhow. And so yeah, it just depends on kind of what the sound you're going for. But yeah, other than that, that's the main difference. They have the same shape and all that. And then we take, do we have, like these would be what your sides kind of start as.
Some down there too.
Down here? Oh yeah. Like right here. Let's see. Whoop, those are short. There we go. Or no, whoop. Those are still shorter.
12 maybe. Is there some?
Yeah, I think maybe right.
There's a pair right there. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So then these are kind of how the sides start out. You take them and plane them down till they're pretty thin, really. And then we usually take them. You cut in kind of the shape of the back, which, boy, this can be hard to see. But if you can tell there, this kind of dips in right there, and that'll be the back, and that's just kind of a shape thing. But you'll need to cut that that shape into the sides before you bend them. And then, so yeah, so that's basically what we bend the sides kind of the old-fashioned way. Which should we show them how we bend it there?
Well, I don't know if you can show them all.
Or do we have a form sitting?
Yeah, there's the side, there's the waist there.
Oh yeah. So this will give you an idea. Basically, what we do is we take a side and we stretch it over this pattern, get it wet, and heat it up from the inside and up top, and kind of stretch it and bend it slowly using water and heat. This would be kind of the waist or the inside of the curve of a guitar. Some people do it other ways, and this side is kind of tricky at times.
Do they ever break?
Yep.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Every once in a while, just even if you do it slow, they can crack and they can, yeah, whatever else. It's just kind of part of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you just try to do what you didn't do the last time, you know. And then.
So would they crack if it's too thick or if it's too thin?
Well, more if it's too thin.
Okay.
That'd be easier to crack because there's
Yeah.
less there. But then if you get it too thick, it's harder to bend it.
Mm-hmm.
Won't bend as much. So then, when you do that, it'll kind of turn into, when you bend your form, you can put it together and you'll start getting something like this, which then you got to put in, this is called kerfing, which he makes his own by just cutting it out, which is a lot trickier. I end up just buying some that's pre-cut, but you kind of glue that around the edge, and that's what's going to help you hold the top and back on.
So that's a whole nother piece of wood that you're putting on there and then making cuts into.
Yep. Well, if you, yeah, I mean, you cut it beforehand.
Okay.
So that way, it's, as you put it on, it doesn't just break as one piece of wood. It allows it to form around,
Okay.
you know, both ways there. So that's why it's cut out like that. And then you had a head block and a heel block, and that helps you. This helps give the neck some support when you put it on, and then this helps support the bottom of the guitar as well, and that kind of gives you your structure of the body. And then next kind of comes the braces. So here's kind of an example of that, which when you have your top like this, you have on the back, you map out kind of the bracing for it, because if you were to put this on, have a bridge and pull string tension over it, it would just peel right up. But this way it gives it some structure, so that way if it gets bumped or you know the string tension doesn't just pull it through, gives it the support.
Are all braces the same or are they different?
That's a good question.
They're different.
They're different.
That's an X-brace pattern, which is common,
Yeah. Yep.
and they have what they call ladder bracing, where it just goes horizontal to the
Like a ladder. Yeah. Yeah. The way we tend to do it is X bracing, and it seems to me it sounds a little bit better than a ladder brace, but
It's structurally stronger too.
yeah, it kind of holds the angles there or whatever. There's some sort of science behind that, I think. But yeah, so there's a couple standard kind of ways to do it. The ladders would just kind of come more just straight across there. It depends on how you do it. But that kind of helps hold it together. And then from there, let's see, do we have, I suppose I could show mine. Then you kind of put your box together, which is right here. So here then I have I should show a picture of the braces for the back. The back you kind of run like a ladder. That's pretty much the standard way, so you can see that on the inside going across. But then you once you have your top with your braces, your back with your braces, and your side, you can put it together.
How do you put it together? Just gluing it?
Yep, with wood glue. You run a strip of wood glue along that kerfing I showed you before, and then kind of clamp it along there. Then you also you can put in some binding if you want along the edges, so you route that out a little groove and glue that in, which can be kind of tricky.
How long does it usually take for it to set when you clamp it and glue it?
I mean, they say a day to be safe. It sets in what, a few hours technically.
Overnight is usually.
Overnight is pretty good way to measure it. So it's not too bad. Within the next day you can keep working on it. So yeah, then you have the box. The neck work is kind of a separate process too. There's a rough block over here I could show you. Oh, you got one over there? Yeah. So they take a plank of wood and basically cut this shape into it.
The book match that too if you use 2-piece.
Oh yeah, that's true. This one is book matched again, and so you put that together kind of like you did the top and back, and then you cut out the rough shape. If you can see the design there, and then we route a place for the truss rod, which will basically help the neck stay straight. You can adjust it if it gets, bent up too far one way or the other. And then from there, you start carving it to where it looks more like this. So with a really rough file, you start to kind of shape it, the edges along, which is where I'm at in my guitar, and you start to kind of get a shape. It starts to look less like a block and more like a neck. And then you'll be able to put a fingerboard on, which, do we have one of those somewhere? There we go. Yeah.
So, do you make those, or do you just buy those?
These fingerboards, we usually make them. They start with a blank piece of, a lot of times we'll use ebony, which is a harder, darker wood. And it'll kind of start out like this. So we'll buy pieces of wood like this. Mm-hmm. And then what we have to do is plane them down to thickness and then kind of radius them. It's going to be hard to tell, but this actually has a slight arc going over it. And so we do that, and then we cut the inlays for the frets, and then drill holes for the fretboard inlays as well. Then, when we have that, we got to match it to the neck, glue that on, and finish carving to the right kind of contour, which that kind of depends on how you like it. Some people like a thinner neck, some people like a thicker neck. It's all in really personal preference at the end of the day. And once you have that, you work on the neck pocket, which I don't have. Do we have an example of that, or maybe not?
I don't think so.
The basic idea is, I'll grab my guitar here. Yeah. So the basic idea is they have the dovetail on the neck here, which is kind of this slot, and that's gonna kind of cinch into the guitar to secure it. And so I do just the opposite of that in the guitar. We cut a groove here so that when we glue this in, it's almost like it's secure enough to where you wouldn't even have to glue it. It would hold. Mm-hmm. Sticks in there, and then but then you'll have the fretboard on that. You would glue that over everything. Then you would pretty much do the bridge, I would think. And let's see, do we have a bridge anywhere? This is beyond where I'm at yet. This is as far as I've come in the process. But
Is this your first guitar you've built, or is this?
it is, yeah.
Okay.
This is the first. So the bridge, you can start out with a block and kind of get it down to here, and then that's basically just going to come right about there. And you have to do some measurement as to where that sits, because the distance from here to there is going to determine what they call it your scale length. Mm-hmm. And so let's see, well, you carve out the frets in your fingerboard, but if you put this too far away, the notes on the frets are going to be out of tune, and if you put it too close, it's the same thing. It's got to be exactly the right distance so that your notes are in tune all the way up the neck.
Did you also make the bridge?
Yeah, I usually make those.
Yeah. You can buy them too, but you're better off to make them.
Yeah, it depends on how you want to do it. He usually makes them, mostly by hand out here is how we do everything. But basically you want to, the 12th fret on your guitar is going to be the halfway point between the nut where the strings enter the guitar here and the saddle where they come on the bridge. And if you have that distance equal, then it should be in tune. And then after that, it's basically just spraying whatever finish you want, which there's a couple of ones drying over there that he just sprayed.
And what do you spray them with?
Probably a lacquer on the guitar. There's different finishes they put on.
Yeah.
Violins are varnished, the mandolins usually are varnished too, but the lacquer seems to be the best finish for a guitar because it's durable, you know. So.
Yep.
And so then with these ones, practically all you got to do is put on the nuts and then string it
The
up.
bridge, yeah. Bridge, yeah.
Yeah. That's about all there is left to do. Obviously there's a lot more hours and a lot more work going into it, but that's kind of the process as you go along, I guess. The way we do it.
All right.
So.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. Or I could chord along.
So this is what the finished one looks like.
Yeah.
This is one that he's made with all his expertise.
I don't know what year it is or anything.
This is 2011, number 204.
Wow.
So he's a lot farther in his experience.
And then you just put the little plant on there, and then it's an official.
Yeah.
It's official. Yep.
Sometimes it's hard to take the name off and put on.
Right. Yeah, even with dead strings, it still sings a bit.
And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Chase, where are we at?
Somewhere in Taconite, Nashwauk.
Cue the music, right?
Backwoods.
You ready to
Backwoods Playboys.
Ready to do some jumps?
Buku jumps.
All right,
Gonna try.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
I just don't know
Tristan Dovey. I've known Matt here since probably about roughly kindergarten age.
What's your hobbies?
My hobbies are social media. Sometimes I jump off things, but I don't really like to
What's your
jump
favorite
off
color?
things. My favorite color is probably black.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who's your
favorite person? All right. Yeah. If you could be one person in the whole world, who would you be? And why?
Probably Barack Obama. He did a lot of great things, and I think it gets overlooked.
Yeah.
But I love that man.
All right. This is Matea. Matea, what's your favorite color? Purple. All right. And if you could be one person in the whole wide world for one day, who would you be and why? Beyonce.
Because she wants a nice house. And I could chill at her house and do Beyonce things.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of Beyonce.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
And now an arts and crafts break, how to build a canvas frame with Matt Riehle. Step 1. Cut boards to desired lengths. Step 2. Drill and screw boards together. Depending on length, add a support beam. Step 3. Stretch the canvas. A trick to stretching is to staple alternate sides until complete. Step 4. Prime. Step 5. Express your creativity. So Matt, what's Find Your Wings about?
Find Your Wings is just like, I mean, I don't know, I just think it's like this idea, you know, that we all got talents, but yet, you know, we might not know it, or we might be too scared to do it or anything like that. And so, you know, especially today, I think we're, you know, we're always scared what other people think of us, rather than just going out and do it, you know, whether that's going out to the skate park or, you know, photographing things or videotaping things, and like, you're not gonna be good. No one is. So just start, and it's somewhere to start. And so, and it doesn't matter whether like you're here in northern Minnesota or in the biggest cities. Like, I mean, you know, there's great places here where you can photograph and, or, you know, film, or, you know, just hang out, or, you know, do anything. But you just have to go out and experience. You got to go out and try new things. You got to, you know, just go out and do something rather than just sitting at home caring about what everyone else thinks. You can't be afraid to, you know, go out and just do what you want. And, you know, it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be how other people think it should be done. You can do it your own way. Make it your own way. Make it you. Rather than making everything the same, make it who you are. And so through this video, that's what I just wanted, is just, you know, that there's a ton of people out there that are into all this other stuff. So why not just try and find, you know, maybe someone sees this video and like, wow, I want to build a guitar. Like, that's great. So go find your wings.
ICTV presents Find Your Wings.
Matt Riehle, could you tell us the specs about
Kids
this?
go right in front of it.
It's fine.
We'll cut it out.
If you kickflip,
we
you'll
can
be okay.
kickflip.
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 Ah!
Rad kickflip. Whoa, that was tubular. Gnarly.
So these are constantly recording. Oh, yeah, 5 minutes.
I'm waiting for the people to leave in the jump zone, and then I'll jump GoPro master guy. Center me.
Should figure out how to load them first so we don't look like idiots.
I just want to show off my powers, bro.